Good afternoon. Today is July 12th, 2012. We are interviewing Kenneth Eugene Kaufman, who was born March 12th, 1925, and served in the Army as a sergeant during the World War II conflict. My name is Tona Francis, and I am a friend of Ken. We are in Englewood, Ohio for this recording. The interview is being conducted for the Miami County Veteran History Project in the American Folklife Center at the Library of Congress with Republican John Boehner's office. The project is sponsored by Mission Veterans to DC of Piqua, Ohio. I would like to thank you, Ken, for sharing your experiences through this interview. Tell us about your life before the service. Where were you born?
I was born here at the Home Place Farm in March the 12th, 1925, and back a long lane on an 80-acre farm.
And how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I had 11 brothers and sisters.
Okay. And all older, younger, or?
They're all older. I was the youngest of the family.
Okay. What did your father do to provide for your family?
He was a farmer.
Okay. Where did you go to school?
I went up at West Range Line Road and Melton Potsdam Road at a one-room schoolhouse, my first, second, third, and fourth grade.
What was the name of the school?
That was number 6.
Okay.
So then when I got out of number 6, you come down here at the Kaufman farm. We got 1 acre that they took out of the 80-acre farm, and that was the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade there.
Okay.
One teacher taught all 4 grades.
Then where'd you go?
Then I had to go to West Mountain after they tore the schoolhouse down.
Okay. So you graduated from high school then there?
No, I didn't graduate. I quit.
Okay. And what did you do?
Well, I drove a milk truck for Westerville Creamery, Covington at 15 years old, and picked up 10-gallon milk cans in the country, and I made $5 starting out 7 o'clock in the morning and got back home about 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'd done that till I had to go to the service.
Okay. Did any other family member go to the service?
I had a brother, Earl. He was in service a short time. He had asthma trouble and he got discharged. He was at North Carolina.
Okay.
In camp there.
So just one brother was in the
just
service?
one brother.
Okay. How did you enter the service? How did you enter the service?
Well, the draft board sent me a letter from Troy to report at Columbus, and I got a free ride out of Columbus on the bus, and went through my physical, and I passed that, and of course then I was ready for the service, and I never got back home. I went from there to Camp Atterbury, Indiana.
Okay, but did you choose what branch of service you could go in, or did they just place you?
Yeah, I had my choice. I took the Army.
Okay.
And after I left Camp Atterbury, Indiana, they sent me to Texas, Tyler, Texas, Captain Fannin, they called it.
Okay.
There's where I got my final training. And then I got back home a week furlough, and then they sent me back to Oregon. I was in Oregon a short time. Then they sent me to Camp Stoneman, California, and there's where I got on the ship, big ship at one of the Golden Gate Bridge. 21 days of going overseas, and I got just before I got to Luzon, Philippine Islands, they announced the war was over with Japan. And so anyhow, it was all blowed up there, Luzon, tore down, and just a mess. There was dead veterans on the decks of the ships yet. They hadn't cleaned up. So then they had to do something with us. So they sent this whole division over in South Korea. So my job over there was to get the Japanese out of Korea and send them back to Japan on a train. So I was over there about a year, at Yosu, Korea. So then I had my time in and they sent me home, so they put me on another ship and come back to Seattle, Washington. That was 18 days on the ship, and then they sent me down to, well, come into Seattle, Washington. Then they sent me down to Fort Sheridan, Illinois, and there's where I got my discharge. They put me on a troop train and sent me into Dayton. I got off the train there and come out Inglewood. My twin sisters worked at Tietzman's factory, and I had the bus to drop me off there, and I had my duffel bag and stuff, and then my sister brought me home. That was the end of my service in the Army.
When you left San Francisco Bay, was that the first time you'd ever been on a ship?
Yeah.
And were you seasick? Any of your buddies seasick?
No, I didn't get seasick or anything.
That's great. That's great.
We got into some rough waters coming back home.
Uh-huh.
The trays on the table would slide back and forth, you know.
Oh, I bet.
A lot of boys got sick, you know, and vomited in the stools and stuff like that.
Yeah. But you didn't have any trouble?
No, I didn't have no trouble.
Did anybody that you went to basic training with or any of the other camps, did they go on with you over to Korea, or did you split up? Did they split you
all
up?
Split up.
Okay.
All, wasn't one with me that I was drafted.
Started out with, huh?
No, it was all separated.
Huh. Did you go with a buddy, or did any of your buddies from back home get drafted when you were drafted?
No.
No? Okay. How was adapting to military life? Was that hard when you went to camp?
Well, it's just what you want to do, you know. I wasn't hard to get along with, you know, in the service. I'd done what, you know, they told me to do.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was a sergeant of my platoon.
Okay.
And so I had to look after them to when the major or general come in and inspect our beds. We had to holler attention and salute, and the beds had to be made nice, no wrinkles in the bed, and clean. And so
You didn't have any trouble with that? Your guys did what they were supposed to?
Most of them was really good.
Good.
Didn't have no problem.
Yeah. What was barrack life like? Was that hard, or since you were a sergeant, you weren't in the barracks?
Well, I didn't do anything on as far as doing any work or anything. Just doing training and stuff like that. We had to march
And that was daily?
Yeah.
Get up at a certain time?
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we had to camp out with a little pup tent too. We'd sleep in that for a while. I had to dig a little trench around the tent so the water wouldn't run through your tent.
Oh my.
And,
where was that at?
That was in South Korea.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But did you train for that back in the States, or no, that you just had to...
No, I didn't train.
You knew that once you got there?
I just had to do that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Huh. What was the food like?
Well, it wasn't too bad. I know I never eat sheep much or goat, but see, they had some hanging back there in the kitchen. So
Uh-huh.
maybe eat a little bit, I guess, of it.
Didn't taste like anything different, at least.
No, didn't taste like beef.
Oh, I'm sure of that. So was the food when you were at camp a lot better than once you got to Korea, or was it the same? Did you have the same cooks that went with you, or?
No, it was all different. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, all different.
But it was tolerable. You at least got a good meal.
Yeah.
Good. Did you have any social life at camp or once you were in Korea?
Not too much. The only thing that, we just trained and marched, about every day. And of course, we couldn't eat no food. The people over there, they warned us if you did, you get sick, and we couldn't drink the water till the Army treated it.
Huh.
So that's how.
Wow.
It wasn't too clean over there.
Huh.
And, they had a lot of fish, and you go down to town and you can smell the fish stores,
Oh, really? Well, I show you were Company G, the 20th Infantry in World War II, and a sergeant. So when you served for your country, you were in the Philippines first and then Korea? Or you just landed in the Philippines?
No, just landed in the Philippines.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
And then went on to Korea?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you didn't witness any front line, you just saw what was left, the remains of what had
I
happened?
didn't see no action, I just was getting this close. I don't know, I'd say a week, maybe a week late getting in action, I guess.
I see.
That close.
Uh-huh. How did you feel when you saw some of that? Were you expecting that, or did they...
It didn't look pretty good, I'll tell you that.
Did they prepare you for that, or
No.
you just happened to see it as you were coming in?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Did you form any friendships or camaraderies while you were in the service? Do you have any good friends that are still that you met in the service and you still get in touch with?
Yeah. I got a buddy from Utah, Morgan, Utah, and he was in fighting, and then he had to serve a little more time, so he was in my outfit, and he lives in Morgan, Utah, and I just talked to him here a couple weeks ago. He's the same age I am, and I got a fella up in Troy that I went to service with. I stopped and see him once in a while, and most of them has passed away.
Understandable.
Around here,
Yep, that does happen. So did any of your family or friends keep in touch with you and communicate with you while you were gone?
Yeah, I had, my sisters wrote, and my mother and dad, and a couple of my uncles and aunts wrote letters to me.
Okay. Did you get those every day, or was it once a week?
No, it wasn't too often. You didn't get mail every day. It just, sometime it'd be a week old or 2 weeks old or something like that.
Uh-huh. Okay. Did you have any recreation while you were there? Like, did you have a baseball game?
Volleyball, stuff like that. You could play that.
Okay. Did you work so many days and then were off so many, or how did that work over there?
We just worked about every day, training and marching and stuff like that. Well, then we had a big barn, it's about like a dairy barn. That was our barracks, and it had high ceilings, and it was chilly in there, and we had to put some stoves in there to keep us warm.
Uh-huh.
So I got some pictures where we're cutting some wood to burn
Uh-huh.
in there.
You didn't have anybody that did work for you. I know some gentlemen I've talked to have said that they had the little boys from the village doing their laundry or
Yeah.
running errands. You didn't have any of that while you were there.
No, didn't have any of that.
Huh.
And the women over there, they'd wash their clothes. They would go down along the beach and wash their clothes out on a stone and stuff like that. That's how they done their laundry.
Oh my. Did they have big families?
You know, some of them did, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you get to know any of them? But
No. not
didn't know the
really.
language per se.
And the ladies, they would walk down the street with their hands in their pockets and carried a crock or something on their head, a dish or something, and just walked down the street.
Oh
And
my.
that bounced on their head.
Huh. That's how they carried their wear, huh?
Yeah.
I'll be darned.
And they carried their children on their backs.
Okay.
I got some pictures that shows them.
Okay. When you returned home, you say you came into Seattle or Oregon?
We come into Seattle.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how, that was a pretty long trip then, you say, or was that?
Yeah, it was 18 days coming back from South Korea.
Okay.
Seattle, Washington.
Was the weather bad on that trip?
Yeah, it was got pretty rough on that, and then the trays on the table would slide back and forth, and of course I didn't get sick, but a lot of them did.
Uh-huh. Didn't have their sea legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So once you got to Oregon, where did you go from there? Or, yeah, Seattle. Where did you go from there?
Going over.
Coming back.
No, I come back to Seattle, Washington, and then what did I say? Got my discharge
Mm-hmm.
there, and then can't think of the name now. But,
Is it on your paper?
let me see. Fort Sheridan, Illinois.
Okay.
There's where I got my discharge.
Okay, so you came into Seattle and
Yeah.
then,
Down
Train?
Fort Sheridan, Illinois.
okay, but you took a train from Seattle to
Yeah.
Illinois?
So
Okay.
I got on the train there and sent me into Dayton.
Okay.
And then I got on the bus and come out here at Inglewood at my sister's where they worked, and I dropped off there with my duffel bag. It was about this long and this big around.
About as big as
full of
you.
Stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
And anyhow, they brought me home, so that was the end of my service.
Did you, did the service pay for all that to get you home, or did you have to buy your train ticket and your bus
No,
trip?
they didn't pay for anything coming.
Didn't
home.
they?
No,
Oh,
no.
goodness. Huh. Well, what did you do once you got home? Your family was there. Was there anything in the community? Did they have a parade, or
Well,
when servicemen came back?
I can't remember of them having anything.
Okay. Of course, the war was over once you got there, so when you
Yeah.
came home,
Yeah.
maybe things were died down some. How was it readjusting to civilian life? Was that hard for you?
No, not really.
Good.
Hmm.
Just went back to farming? Is that what you did, or?
Well, I went back and drove a milk truck
Okay.
and picked up milk in the countries, and then got married then in 48.
Okay. Were you dating your wife when you were in the
Dating my wife.
service?
And well, I met her at the skating rink at Greenville.
Okay, so that was after the service? After you got out?
After I got
Okay.
back. So I skated with her, I guess, and I guess I fell in love with her, and she fell in love with me, and so I guess we got acquainted and we got married
Okay.
October the 18th, 1948.
Okay.
And
Then where'd you live once you got married?
we lived in Clayton a little while till my brother moved from here, this house, and then we moved in here in 49, right? You see,
Okay.
'49, and we've been here ever since.
I see. So then did you start farming once you moved here?
Well, we started then in, we started farming in '49. Then, yeah, we started farming on our own.
Okay, and what do you grow? Or what did you grow at that time?
Corn, soybeans, and wheat.
Did you have livestock?
Yeah, we had cattle and some hogs. We raised too. We didn't have too many chickens, but maybe a couple or so. But
Then did you have some children?
yeah, we had our first child was born in '48.
49?
49. So we got 3 children, 1 boy and 2 girls.
Okay.
And now we got 11 great-grandchildren.
Oh, goodness.
11 or 12 in that range.
Oh, my. That keeps you busy then, I bet.
Yeah.
Do any of them help you on the farm, or did they through the years?
Well, no, they don't. Got one great-grandchild. He comes, and we got a gator, and he likes to run around that gator, you know, and I let him drive it, and we go down along the woods and pick up the limbs, and he hops out, you know, and picks up them limbs and throws it back in the woods and the stones, you know, stuff like that. He liked that.
Well, good. Through the years, though, did your children help on the farm, or were they in 4-H?
Yeah, they're in 4-H, yeah, the girls.
And showed cattle and pigs?
And the son was, you know, he was took cattle to Detroit Fair. And, so, anyhow.
So then what else did you do besides farm? Did you have another job?
Well, only thing, through the winter, after I got back from Army, I went to Frigidaire. I worked down there through the winter. And then another winter I worked at NCR. And then later on I worked down at Brookville at the Hawkins factory where they made pallets. So I worked down there, I don't know how many years, making a little extra money to, you know, farm with, buy equipment and things like that.
And you just did that in the winter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How many acres did you farm?
Well, I guess that at one time we had around 400 acres altogether. I had about 4 tractors, I guess, and combines and 2 grain trucks and things like that, and all your other farming equipment you need, planters and discs and all that stuff.
Right, right. And then when did you retire from farming?
I retired in, let's see, I have to think now. Well, I made sail. I made sail in 210, September 210. That's when I quit.
Okay, okay. And then someone farms your ground for you now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's when I quit.
Okay. And then did you have another job you told me you might have done? Were you a bus driver for a school?
Oh. Well, yeah, I was hired to drive a bus. Then I drove 9 years, and the superintendent called me in one day, and he said, Kenny, he said, Lee Hissall, that looked after the buses, is going to have to quit and count his health. He said, Kenny, could you take that job, looking after 22 school buses? And I said, well, that's a big job, you know. So anyhow, I come home, said something to my wife, and she said, well, it's up to you. And I went back in and told the superintendent. I said, well, I'll try it. If I don't like it, I guess I can quit. I hung in there 24 years looking after the buses, but I drove 30 years altogether.
Okay, so while you were farming, you also drove the bus
Yeah,
then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I got my wife to drive a bus then. She drove 27 years.
Oh, goodness. That's great.
Yeah.
That is great. Did your wife work off the farm then, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a combine, shelling corn. It takes 6 rows of corn in, and it was in the fall. And I took her picture. She said, "This is my last year. I'm running this combine at 80 years old." So that's why I made sale.
I see. You lost your driver.
Yeah.
I see. So your wife helped on the farm then.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She drove tractors and worked ground and just things like that.
Wonderful. And then your kids helped when they were younger, or
Yeah.
they had other interest? Your children, did they help farm? Or did they have other interest?
Well, Keith did before my son,
Uh-huh.
but he bought a farm up at Danville, Ohio, and he moved up there, and of course that was into him helping.
Yeah. And the girls didn't help? Your daughters?
No.
Okay. They had their own interest, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, have you ever gotten any memberships in veterans organizations like VFW or AMVETS?
Well, I belong to VFW. I belong to American Legion. We belong to the Farmers Union and the National Farmers Organization,
Uh-huh.
both of them.
Mm-hmm. So you keep in touch with your fellow veterans by being members. Great. And do you think any of the wartime experiences affected your life? I should say after the war. Do you think any of those experiences over there in Korea, did that change your life any way, you think?
Well, it makes me appreciate my country, what nice country we got. I tell people if they had to go over there and live like they do, or they'd die probably.
Yeah, wouldn't make it, would they?
Yeah.
Do you think there's any life lessons learned from your military service?
What now?
Do you think there's any life lessons that you learned from just being in the military?
Well, I think it, trained me to know how to be a good citizen and all that. And
Protect yourself and others, probably?
Yeah. I have to tell you this, I had a ache in my back years ago, and I went to the doctor, and she took a sample of my urine and couldn't find nothing in it, no blood or anything, and sent me to the hospital down here to Dayton. And they said it was arthritis in my back. Well, that didn't solve my problem. I had to sleep in a recliner on the floor. And I told my wife, I said, load me up and take me to Upper Valley up there. And they run me through a CAT scan and x-rays and said, you got a bad kidney and it's cancerous. That was the first day of June '07.
Oh my.
And they took that out. And according to what they say, I'm living on a half a kidney. So
I know you can do that, so that's great.
So I feel good.
Good.
I don't have no aches or pains, and
Good.
I go to the doctor and I can get up and walk away, And the doctor said, I can't believe you. Most of them have to get up and walk on a cane and stuff. And of course, I'm 87 years old. And I can do most anything I want to do, reasonable. I couldn't go out and load a load of hay or something like that, but we'd eat. And stuff, so.
You're still functioning, and that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, because sometimes you get wounded over there in the war or hurt some way, and I mean, you don't have to be war times, and you could get hurt and then not able to do the things you used to do. Do you think you lost your hearing in the service, or
Well, I don't
just from
know.
farming,
Of
maybe?
course, I know we had a lot of guns shooting, crawling under barbed wire. They had barbed wire up about this high above you in training, and they'd shoot over you, you know. And, you had to crawl on your back or belly. They had a rifle, you know, and all that noise. I don't know if it affected my hearing or not, but anyhow, I can't hear nothing on the right ear now.
When you were over in Korea then, did people shoot at you, or those were just practices? You were just practicing, or people actually shot at you over there?
No, I wasn't in no action or anything over
Okay,
there.
okay.
No.
That was just practice?
Yeah.
To keep you low,
Yeah,
probably?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, training before I went.
Okay. And they would shoot?
Yeah, we had to get under barbed wire. They'd shoot over the top of us. We
Uh-huh.
was in training before I even went overseas.
I see. So did you have any special training? Or just it was boot camp and prepared you for what you went over
Well, I
to
guess
do?
they just, what I was supposed to do, the boot camp, you know. And
But I mean, did you have special training in guns, or did you have special training in tanks or jeeps, or
No? Just rifle.
just rifle? Okay, okay.
Had a M1 rifle and a carbine you carried on your shoulder. It got kind of heavy at times, too, but...
I'm sure if you had to carry it very far, it would be very heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, is there any stories you'd like to tell us about your time gone, while you were gone? Any funny things that happened, or anything out of the unusual?
Well, I don't know of anything.
I know you showed me a picture of you with a monkey on your back. How did that happen?
Well, that was overseas. I don't know. They had a monkey, and I guess, I don't know, I was playing with him, where they hopped up on my shoulder or what, but then they took my picture.
I see. So it wasn't rare. Their monkeys were around a lot, evidently, over there?
No, I think he just, I don't know, just happened to have one over there or something.
I'll be darned. Huh.
So then they needed somebody to cut hair. And then asked me, and I said, well, I used to shear sheep when I was home, so I got the job cutting hair over there.
Oh my. You had a lot of victims?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe give me $1 or $2 or something like that.
Well, that was good.
It wasn't no big deal or anything.
You didn't use a bowl then, you just
Yeah.
shaped it and went?
Yeah, yeah.
Huh. Well, that's good.
So, anyhow...
Did you do that like at a shop or a store, or you did it right there at the barracks?
Just outside there someplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anybody that wanted a cut would come see you?
Yeah, just come to me. So.
I'll be darned. You didn't do any fancy driving in the Jeep or take any expeditions, did you?
No.
I don't know, sometimes the guys like to go out and see what's around them, and I didn't know if you were allowed to do that or if you wanted to do that even.
Yeah, I guess they did take rides not too far around, I guess. But, anyhow, our biggest job over there was rounding up the Japanese and getting them on the train and send them back to Japan.
Were they hiding, the Japanese, or?
With the what?
Were they hiding from you, or where did you find them?
Yeah, I guess they would hide and then have to go through town and get them, you know, out. Get them rounded up.
But they didn't fight back or try to keep from going? Okay. Huh.
We had carried our rifles, you know, on our shoulders, and so we'd be guarded on the train too, all the way to Japan.
So you would pick them up in like a truck, or you would walk them back to the train or wherever they were going to go out?
I think they hauled them in on the truck.
Okay.
To the train.
Okay. And did you had to get so many at a time, or just however many got each day?
Just whatever could round up.
Okay. How many men do you think were there to help you round them up? There's so many?
I don't know, maybe half a dozen.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well, if there's nothing else that you think you could tell us, I'm going to take a quick picture of all your pictures you took while you were over in Korea.
Okay. So, about it.
You need help?
Want me to get out of the road?
I'm good. Here's a picture with your monkey on your back. There's some Korean children. Here's at the barracks. Several pictures of you and your friends and different people I see.
Yeah. There wasn't nobody from the States here. It's all overseas or come from other states. You know, buddies.
Uh-huh.
Kenneth.
Could I get you back in your chair real quick, please? Okay, young man, I'd like to thank you for your service, and I would like to thank you for sharing your experiences.